Welcome to your news and features electronic magazine that centers on the different facets of motoring. Now in its 34th year, this is Motoring Today. I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Here are this week's features to watch out for. On Motoring Forum, we shall discuss the Cavitex C5 Link project. Our road safety reminder on the Young Street Smarts portion centers on the zipper rule. This week's Spying Chopper shall be about the illegal practice of most PUV drivers of overloading passengers. The public service segment centers on the MRT3 train disinfection procedure. Showcase this week shall have the plug-in hybrid electric vehicle from Mitsubishi, the Outlander PHEV. While for race weekend, we'll have the AAP Digital Rally Trophy.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive industry, are in this week's edition of Motoring Today. Join us.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Here now are the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management. Another subsection of the Cavite-Laguna Expressway is near completion and should begin benefiting motorists in the two provinces by the third quarter of the year.
Construction of subsection 5 of the Cavite-Laguna Expressway is now 83% complete. This was announced by DPWH Secretary Mark Villar following an inspection of the subsection that covers the 7.2-kilometer link from Santa Rosa Tagaytay Interchange to the Silang East Interchange. This subsection will add to the completed and operational segments of CalAX from the Mamplasan Interchange in Laguna to Santa Rosa, which is now servicing an average of 10,000 vehicles daily. Secretary Villar said MP Cala Holdings Inc., a subsidiary of Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation, expects Substation 5 of the CalAX to be completed and operational by the third quarter of this year. Completing the segment is crucial since it is expected to serve almost 5,000 cars per day and will ease traffic along Governor's Drive, Aguinaldo Highway, and Santa Rosa Tagaytay Road once opened, he added. When finally completed, the CalAX, a 45-kilometer 4-lane expressway, will connect the Cavitex in Cavite, Cavite to the South Luzon Expressway at Greenfield or Mamplasan Interchange in Binyan, Laguna. The CalAX will have 8 interchanges beginning at Kawit, Governor's Drive, Open Canal, Silang or Aguinaldo Highway, Silang East, Santa Rosa Tagaytay, Laguna Boulevard, and Laguna Techno Park.
Motorists will surely enjoy driving between Cavite and Laguna when the CalAX is finally completed and operational. Meanwhile, with COVID-19 forcing trains to run under capacity, more trains running should be a boon to regular riders of the LRT2.
The LRT2 expects to have more trains running and increasing the line's capacity to serve more passengers. This was announced by the Light Rail Transit Authority Administrator Reynaldo Beroya following an inspection of the installation of train propulsion and monitoring systems on 3 train sets at the LRT2 depot maintenance area. Admin Beroya said the LRT2 maintenance provider, AMSCO JV, and manufacturer Woojin Industrial Systems Co. Ltd. are fast-tracking the restoration of 3 train sets to augment the existing operational trains of Line 2 and to reduce the current 14-minute headway to 9 minutes. This will mean the LRT2 can accommodate 20,000 more passengers on top of the 40,000 passengers now being transported daily under severe capacity restrictions imposed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Admin Beroya said, as train occupancy is regulated to ensure passenger safety, deploying additional trains will certainly help cut the travel time of commuters on the LRT2. The LRT2 expects to have 8 train sets running by the second quarter of the year and 10 train sets running by the third quarter. Admin Beroya also revealed that more down train sets will be rehabilitated and new train sets will be procured by LRT2 for the LRT2 East and West Extension project.
Things are looking good for commuters now having to ride the uncrowded LRT2. They won't have to wait long in line at stations for trains. Continuing, bike lanes in major thoroughfares in Metro Manila were inspected and found wanting. The MMDA, the DOTR, and the DPWH vow to do something about this.
Top execs of the MMDA, the DOTR, and the DPWH recently held an inspection of the many bike lanes in the metropolis. What they found is a need for improvements to ensure the safety of cyclists, according to MMDA Chairman Benner Abalos, who led the inspection. Also at the inspection were Mark Steven C. Pastor, DOTR Assistant Secretary for Road Transport and Infrastructure, and Eric Ayapana, DPWH National Capital Region Director. And inspected were bike lanes along Monumento Circuit in Caloocan EDSA, Ross Boulevard, Commonwealth, C5 Road, Quezon Avenue, and Commonwealth Avenue. The officials noted that pavement markings where the bike lanes were not clearly seen and that more bicycle lane signs and markings need to be put in place, along with protective barriers to ensure the safety of cyclists. During the inspection, it was agreed that improvements need to be instituted to make the bike lane safer and encourage their use. The improvements will include the installation of bollards as protective barriers, lightings on bicycle paths, and paving of lanes. Chairman Abalos said that there is a need for mobility in the metropolis amidst the pandemic, and one alternative mode of transport is the bicycle. The MMDA is committed to ensure that cyclists are able to move with safety, he said.
MMDA Chair Abalos has been espousing populist policies since he assumed office, opening some EDSA U-turns and now showing love for cyclists. What's next? And finally, the LTO has found a solution to bring down the cost of proper education of drivers. The solution is a partnership with TESDA.
The LTO and the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or TESDA, have signed a memorandum of agreement aimed at raising the competency of local drivers. The partnership involves standardizing the courses for educating and training drivers, especially those who would make it a profession. According to LTO, the MOA signed by LTO Chief ASEC Edgar Galvante and TESDA Director General Secretary Sid La Peña would lead to the development of uniform standards for driving schools and the availability of less expensive training courses. The MOA will also authorize TESDA and its training centers to offer theoretical driving and practical driving courses equivalent to those being offered by the LTO Drivers Education Centers. ASEC Galvante said LTO partnered with TESDA to tap its expertise to ensure the quality of drivers' training being given by driving schools as well as the LTO. Through the partnership, LTO is also looking at government offering more free driving courses for those planning to make driving a profession. The LTO cited data from the Philippine Statistics Authority that showed the labor market is in need for more qualified drivers.
While proper education and training of drivers is a necessity, there is also a need to make courses offered by driving schools more affordable. Those are the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. The COVID-19 pandemic came at a time when the government was working hard to get infrastructure projects. Some in partnership with the private sector started and completed. Motoring Forum discusses one such project being undertaken under pandemic conditions, the Cavitex C5 Link.
The Manila-Cavite Expressway, also known as Cavitex, has cut travel time from Cavite to Manila But then, with thousands of vehicles converging much faster to major junctions and thoroughfares that lead to other cities and Metro Manila, especially during the so-called rush hours, congestion was inevitable. And with more vehicles being sold and more families building homes in sprawling subdivisions in Las Piñas and onto Cavite, and the breadwinners working in Metro, congestion just got worse as years went by. The solution proposed by Cavitex Infrastructure Corporation or CIC, a subsidiary of Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation or MPTC, is to create new links to major thoroughfares. One such link that is now being constructed is the C5 Link Expressway, which comprises two segments, Segment 2 and Segment 3. Segment 2 is a 1.9km 2x3 lane expressway from Cavitex to the proposed interchange at Sucat. Segment 3A2, a subsection of Segment 3, is a 1.6km 2x3 lane expressway from Merville to RSG, Airport View Subdivision in Parañaque. The CIC has redoubled efforts to bring the construction of the C5 Link Expressway back on schedule following the disruption caused by the pandemic. In a statement, Bobby Bontilla, CIC President and General Manager, says efforts have been doubled on the construction of Segment 2 and Segment 3A-2 in the beginning of 2021. Despite the challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, the CIC wants to ensure it will stick to the timeline as close as they can and be able to open the new segments in Cavitex C5 Link next year, he adds. Manpower is placed at an average of 200 working in shifts 24/7 on the project, with CIC ensuring it is following all directives of the DPWH and the national government concerning health protocols. The CIC says it expects to complete construction of Segment 2 and Segment 3A-2 of C5 Link Expressway in the second quarter 2022. And what does it expect when the C5 Link Expressway 15 billion peso project is completed and open to motorists? This will further reduce travel time from the Cavitex to Makati and Taguig. This will certainly benefit motorists from Parañaque, Las Piñas, and Cavite.
Infrastructure projects are seen as great for stimulating the economy in hard times. It's good to hear many road and other infrastructure projects being implemented and seen to completion amid the pandemic. That's our Motoring Forum this week, courtesy of Suzuki Philippines.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Make looking good easy with the Mirage G4. Make long distance easy with the Mirage G4.
You are back with us here on Motoring Today. In line with our lifelong commitment to promote road safety, here is this week's road safety tip in cooperation with Toyota Motor Philippines. As seen on the animation, kapag ang traffic ay nag-merge sa single lane, vehicles must emerge alternately. Ito ay tinatawag na zipper rule. Matutong magbigay daan sa iba and wait for your turn. Continuing with this week's edition of Motoring Today, let's now focus on proper driver's demeanor, especially for those driving PUVs. From Mitsubishi Motors Philippines, here is Payang Chuper this week.
Payang Chuper lang, kaibigan. Ako si Jeffrey, isang kapwa nyo Chuper. Huwag mong hayaang may sumabit sa likuran ng iyong jeep.
Delikado ang may sabit sa jeep. Maaring pagmulan ito ng aksidente at may masaktan o masawi. Kapag puno na sa loob at may gusto pang humabol, agad na pagbawalan upang disgrasya ay maiwasan.
Tandaan, kaligtasan bago ang anupaman. Ito po si Jeffrey Hamot, Payong Chuper lang, kaibigan, mula sa isang kapwa nyo Chuper.
Intero Sport. Elevate your journey.
Drive your ambition. Mitsubishi Motors.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. World of Motorsports is next. We start with the latest news and developments.
Toyota Motor Philippines is bringing back its One Make Race series after a one-year hiatus brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. In a press statement, Toyota said that barring prohibitions from government or health authorities or risks to participants' health and safety, the Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Cup 2021 will flag off in July. Toyota's long-running annual One Make series until the pandemic will bring together the country's top circuit racers to vie for the championship in the promotional, sporting, and super sporting classes. The return of the Vios Cup will also see the return of the Autocross Challenge, which debuted in 2019 as part of the Vios Racing Festival. Toyota also announced the return of the GR-GT Cup e-Motorsports Series, which had a successful debut last year. The virtual racing series has participants competing virtually on board GR Supra and other Toyota GR models in the world's most popular racetracks on the Gran Turismo video game. Registration for the 2021 GR-GT Cup e-Motorsports Series starts this March via toyota.com.ph/GT Cup. Races will start in April.
More in the world of motorsports here on Motoring Today, as we now give you Race Weekend. Automobile Association Philippines has started its own digital race series, the AAP Digital Rally Trophy. What it is and how is it run and why is explained in this edition of Race Weekend. The COVID-19 pandemic forced the cancellation of virtually the entire season of local motorsports championships and race events. As motorsports aficionados and racers began chafing at not having races to compete in and watch, some intrepid race organizers shifted to holding online sim races. Tuason Racing held what it called the Race for Frontliners. Toyota Motor Philippines held the GR Supra GT Cup Asia Philippines, a search for representative to the regional competition to be held later in the year. Both use the Gran Turismo platform. Now comes Automobile Association Philippines launching its own series it calls the AAP Digital Rally Trophy. The e-rally will have entries competing against each other online on the Dirt Rally 2 video game. Qualifying to be an official entry in the competition will be held on RaceNet. The fastest 7 using a PlayStation and the fastest 7 using a PC will become the official entry in the live lobby event to be streamed live on Dominado Esports Rally. Why is the AAP, local ASN or National Sporting Authority of the FIA, holding its own online digital race series? Ivan Isada, AAP Motorsports Manager, offers this explanation.
Definitely motorsports and online gaming is going to be one of the new trends for motorsports, because in essence they are the same, albeit the realism of digital motorsports and the virtual reality now. But with changing times already and the simulators being very much used as a tool already for motorsports, it's an opportunity for a lot of young drivers also to get in and to be fascinated with the sport. Basically, they want digital motorsports and the ASN to try to apply the realistic officiating and organizing of it, just like the real motorsports, so that it helps develop also new people to come in also and join the sport and be engaged with it. So that's what they're trying to do with the digital motorsports. So it's not necessarily grassroots, but it's more of opening that opportunity also for these guys to be involved in motorsports.
The AAP Digital Rally Trophy is to have 4 rounds, each an attempt to relive the 4 rallies that made up the 1993 Philippine Rally Championship.
The AAP Digital Rally Trophy is featuring about the 1993 Philippine Rally Championship because it is there to help also educate a bit of history from motorsports. We chose that one because it was one of those golden years of Philippine motorsports. Well, the 1993 Philippine Rally Championship was the era of the Group A rally cars, and they also had the Mitsubishi Rally Art team, which was testing for the APRC, and also that team was able to win also all 4 straight rallies that year. So it was a dominant year, and there were also the Mazda 323s of the MP Turbo team.
To relive the 1993 Philippine Rally Championship, entries will compete only in Group A cars and on Dirt Rally 2 stages. That are approximate conditions of the specific rounds of the historic Rally Championship. The first round of the Digital Rally Trophy saw competitors driving on stages that simulate the hot, dry, bumpy gravel stages of the Rally of Bulacan back in 1993.
We were able to run the Digital Rally last week and live streamed it through Dominado Motorsports page. And we had around 30 entrants, and we used the other 2 rally stages of Australia. And with those 7, we got the top 7 from the PlayStation 4 and the top 7 from the PC. And they were very good, especially for the top runners who were not making mistakes as if they were also the computer itself. And it was very exciting for the guys, and they had a lot of fun competing, because being out of competition from the real competition, or experiencing that kind of competition was very different, because even if you say that everything is simulated, it is simulating also the competitiveness of everyone.
There is still time to join the Digital Rally and score points to win the trophy.
We'll be having the next AAP Digital Rally on October 4, which will be representative of the Rally of Champions in 1993, which was held in Batangas and Tagaytay. So we'll be looking for night stages that are most representative of that. We'll also have the round 3 of October 18 in Rally of Subic Bay. That time in 1993, it was a very new place for the rallyists to run their cars. And on November 8th, we'll also be having the Mabuhay Rally, which is the longest rally of the year, that goes through Nueva Ecija, Subic Bay, and Bataan. So those 3 days, we'll try to find also a replication of stages in the Dirt Rally 2 game. So for those who want to join in the Digital Rally Trophy, you can go to our Facebook page, which is AAP Motorsports, and scroll down to look for the Digital Rally Trophy links.
Even before the pandemic, the FIA, to which AAP is member organization, has been actively involved in the organization and running of digital motorsports events. The AAP Digital Rally Trophy may just be an extension of this initiative. And that's this week's World of Motorsports. Motoring Today continues right after this break.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Introducing the all-new Isuzu D-Max into new heights.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Let's now take a look at what's happening in the local auto industry.
There's a new Ranger out on the road. It's called the Ford Ranger FX4 Max. What makes this FX4 deserve the Max name? A tweaked suspension system that gives it off-road driving capabilities inspired by the Raptor while retaining the Ranger brand of comfort, safety, and versatility, says Ford Philippines. The FX4 Max suspension features the new 2-inch monotube Fox shock absorbers on all 4 wheels, tuned front coil springs, and modified rear leaf springs for greater off-road compliance while balancing payload and towing capability. BF Goodrich's all-terrain tires wrapped around 17-inch alloy wheels add to the FX4 Max's tough stance and rugged appearance, enhanced by a full-length tubular sports bar, metal hoop side steps, and iconic Ford grille. The interior also gets the Max treatment, which includes all-weather front and rear floor mats, sports pedals, FX4 Max embroidery, black alley inserts. Powering the FX4 Max is the same 2.0-liter bi-turbo diesel engine, capable of generating 213 PS and 500 Nm of torque that powers the Raptor in the wild track. It is now available in all Ford dealerships nationwide at a launch price of 1,698,000 pesos. Toyota's trustworthy, reliable passenger sedan has just been made to thrill. Toyota Motor Philippines rolled out the Vios GRS, a variant which is said has been injected with the Gazoo racing spirit. The GR in GRS stands for Gazoo Racing, the motorsports and performance brand of Toyota. In launching the Vios GRS, TMP President Atsuhiro Okamoto said the goal was to transform your reliable everyday car to a Vios that gives a more pleasurable drive, whether on the track or on the road. The Vios GRS will bring next-level thrill in your every drive, he added. The Vios GRS is just the first of many GR models to be rolled out locally. TMP said it intends to make sportier options available for racing fans and motorsports enthusiasts who want to express this passion through their daily drive. The GRS arrived with the prestigious GR emblem, Aero Kit featuring a sporty front bumper, grille, and spoiler. The sporty interior comes with leather red stitching for their steering wheel, shift lever, and knob. This theme is carried over to the suede synthetic leather with stitching for the seats. The new Vios GRS is now available in all TMP dealerships nationwide at 1,035,000 pesos for the one in white pearl crystal shine and 1,020,000 pesos for the one in super red 5 and black 1. Volkswagen's first subcompact SUV, the T-Cross, will be soon coming to the Philippines. This was revealed by Volkswagen Philippines during the recent roundtable discussion it held with more than 100 members of the motoring media. VW Philippines exec said the T-Cross will be the first of 3 new Volkswagen models which it plans to launch this year. Produced in VW factories in Brazil, China, and Germany, the T-Cross has been launched simultaneously in the Netherlands, Sao Paulo in Brazil, and Shanghai in China to immediate success. The T-Cross sold well in all markets and sparked excitement among car aficionados in a clamor for getting it introduced locally. When asked where the T-Cross, which it plans to roll out locally, will be produced, VW President Felipe Estrella III said it will come from China. He indicated that Volkswagen's rolling out of any of its production facilities worldwide will have been built with VW's global standard for design and engineering. Sourcing the T-Cross from China will allow VW Philippines to offer the new SUV at a much lower price than if it were sourced elsewhere, he added. Nissan Philippines gave the motoring and other media a preview of the new Navara pickup that is publicly launching on the weekend of March 21. The preview came with presentation of the Navara, which it describes as a tougher, bolder, and smarter pickup that it claims will set new benchmarks for design, performance, and technology in the segment. The new Navara lineup will have 6 variants of the top-of-the-line Navara Pro 4X, 4x4 down to the base model Navara EL 4x2. The media preview included a ride-and-drive program called the Road Discovery from March 9 to 12. Road Discovery, a collaboration between Nissan Philippines and the Department of Tourism, aimed to give media a chance to test drive the new Navara as well as help boost local tourism and bring back confidence in traveling. During the 4-day event, participants drove to various tourist attractions including the La Paz Sound Dunes, the Palalay Salt Refinery, the Refmad Dragon Fruit Plantation, the Bataan Riverside Empanadaan, the Nagcarlan Loom Weavers, and the Paway Church. All participants were given RT-PCR testing for COVID-19 prior to the launch and antigen test before heading back to Manila.
Motoring Today now brings you our Car of the Week on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. Mitsubishi says it's the most popular plug-in hybrid electric vehicle in the world. Maybe we can discover why the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV has this distinction in this edition of Showcase.
Mitsubishi was the first to roll out an electric vehicle for mass production, the iMe EV, back in 2009. 4 years later, Mitsubishi was again leading the way with the launch of the first plug-in hybrid SUV, the Outlander PHEV. It took a number of years after that for Mitsubishi Motor Philippines to believe the local market is ready for the Outlander PHEV. But here it is now, and it looks positively electrifying with the sleekest yet interpretation of Mitsubishi's Dynamic Shield concept fascia, black painted with dark chrome plating. At 4,695mm long, 1,800mm wide, and 1,710mm at its highest point, and with a 2,670mm wheelbase and 190mm minimum ground clearance, the Outlander PHEV also looks sleek and smooth from the side, with straight accent lines and smooth rounded curves. Chrome door handles and belt line molding, silver roof rails and rear spoiler add touches of elegance and sport. It comes with all the latest in LED lighting tech, from the headlamps, daytime running lights, fog lamps to the rear combination lamps. The Outlander PHEV is both spacious and elegant with dark leather seats that match the synthetic leather inserts in the front and rear door trim. The seats have body-hugging side and thigh supports, with head restraints of synthetic leather. The driver's seat features 4-way electronic adjust. Look up and you can see the sky through the sunroof with power tilt and slide functions and anti-trapping feature. A switch near the driver's seat opens and closes the power tailgate automatically, a great convenience for SUVs. Up front is a clear and tall view of the road, as well as an elegant dashboard with the instrument panel that provides all the information the driver needs to know of the PHEV operations. Then there's the 8-inch smartphone link display with audio system that's integrated with the Mitsubishi Power Sound system that plays through 4 speakers. This system works with both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Underneath the touchscreen display are the controls for the dual-zone automatic air conditioner. Adding to convenience are USB port power outlets on the center floor console and the luggage area, as well as automatic dimming mirrors. But the best thing about the Outlander PHEV is the powertrain system that features a 2.4-liter 16-valve 4-cylinder DOHC MiVec gasoline engine, 2 permanent magnet synchronous motor, one on the front and the other on the rear axle, front power drive unit, a rear electric motor control unit, a lithium-ion battery, and Mitsubishi Super All-Wheel Control System, or SAWC. In essence, the PHEV powertrain has 3 drive modes: full electric with the motors powered by the battery, series hybrid with the engine providing power to the motors, and parallel hybrid with engine powering the vehicle at high speeds with assistance from motors when needed. These are automatically selected by the Outlander's sophisticated power management system, but the driver can also select which mode he prefers using a joystick-like knob, depending on whether he wants quiet all-electric short drive or longer drives in the countryside, or how he wants to manage battery usage. The SAWC comes integrated with active yaw control, anti-lock brake system, active stability control, and traction control. By managing all this, the SAWC provides great traction, stability, and linear handling, all the while providing safety, comfort, and fuel efficiency. The driver can now select SAWC controls the power sent to the front and rear wheels, selecting normal, sport, and lock modes, depending on road conditions. All this means that the Outlander PHEV is fun, fuel efficient, and a stable drive in virtually all road conditions. You get to save a lot of the cost of fuel and feel good about helping the environment. Until charging stations are established in the country, owners can charge the Outlander PHEV batteries through regular power outlets at home or office using the onboard charger and charging cable. Charging time is around 5.5 hours. The engine can also charge the batteries with the generator. The battery also recovers energy through a regenerative brake system. The suspension features McPherson struts with coil spring and stabilizer in the front and a multi-link system with stabilizer in the rear. The brake uses 2 pot ventilated discs in front and solid discs in the rear. It comes with hill start assist as well as brake auto hold. The Outlander PHEV Mitsubishi Motors Philippines brought to the country also comes with 3-point ELR seatbelts with pre-tensioner and force limiter for driver and front seat passenger, 3-point ELR seatbelts for 3 in the second row seat, dual airbags, skirted airbags. Also added for safety are misacceleration prevention system, blind spot warning, rear cross traffic alert, lane change assist, forward collision mitigation system, adaptive cruise control, auto high beam, and multi-around monitor.
The arrival of the Outlander PHEV comes at a time when more and more automakers and distributors are offering hybrids in the local market. These include luxury brands also rolling out hybrids and PHEVs. This could signal the start of the greater acceptance for vehicles not powered by fossil fuels. That's our featured vehicle on this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Drive worry-free with Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program with a free 24-hour nationwide roadside assistance included with your comprehensive auto insurance. Rest assured, we'll take care of you and your car wherever you are. Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program, 100% worry-free driving.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
We now have our segment that dwells on the wide array of motoring problems not only in the metro, but all over the country as well. This is where we present problems referred to us or we ourselves see and hope to fully find solutions for. Here's our public service segment brought to you by Honda Cars Philippines.
Over a year since the metro-wide and strict community quarantine guidelines imposed by the government, the country, especially Metro Manila, is currently facing a surge in the number of COVID-19 cases. Strict implementation of health and safety protocols, as well as disinfection, have reached the highest level anew. This holds true on public transportation. The Transport Department has since reminded drivers and operators, as well as commuters, to follow its 7 commandments. But the MRT3 train procedure has been on the spotlight recently because of a video posted by Kim Justin Obrado where the disinfection personnel were seen hastily cleaning the trains. The video became viral, especially that netizens have reacted on this. With how fast things are in social media, the incident has reached the Department of Transportation and the MRT3 management and was swiftly acted upon. The MRT3 maintenance provider, Sumitomo MHI TESP, said it will relieve the personnel involved and they are also intending to file an administrative case against them. Moreover, they will be deploying additional staff to supervise its disinfection teams. A retraining of its maintenance personnel will also be rolled out. Other measures are also being done to ensure that proper sanitation and disinfection protocols are being followed. It can be recalled that the MRT3 had a COVID-19 outbreak twice, with the first one causing them to halt their operations. It is now more than ever that we need to stay vigilant and call out problems like the one presented for them to be addressed.
That's our public service segment from Honda Cars Philippines. And should you encounter motoring problems that need immediate attention, please feel free to contact us. See the details being flashed on your screen. And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, please don't forget to check us out on social media.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now on its 34th year of continuing service to the general motoring public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. Stay healthy and be vigilant at all times. On behalf of our dad, Butch Gamboa, I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa.
Happy motoring!